We're inching ever closer to the Terraria 10-year anniversary on May the 16th. It may only be March, but spring is in the air, and the news from ReLogic and DR Studios marches on. More importantly, I got rid of something more sinister than the Crimson and more sinister than the corruption from my backyard. I had a giant sweet gum tree cut down this week. In case you're not familiar with that species, the sweet gum tree produces thousands of these evil little things every year. Well, now it's gone, thank the Lord. And don't worry, I otherwise love trees, so I'll replant a new tree or two of a friendlier variety in its place. But back to Terraria, that's why you're here. The latest news and development updates came, you guessed it, today from ReLogic's Loki, who has posted the following. Greetings, Terrarians. Spring has sprung, or at least it sure seems like it is trying to in our neck of the woods. We surely welcome the warmer weather with open arms. In the spirit of spring being a time of growth and new things, we have tons of fun new tidbits to share in this month's State of the Game, including one release date. No, it's not the one you're thinking of, but there is some pretty nice news in Console Town to share that you won't want to miss, and much more. So let's bask in the sun as we peruse the latest and greatest in the world of Terraria, shall we? Let's begin with the PC news update. Greetings everyone, we will skip the formalities and just jump right into what we know is on the top of your minds. When is the workshop update coming out? We wish we could tell you precisely when this will be in your hands, but the best we can do at this time is give you a launch date. Terraria Steam Workshop support launches next Monday, March 29th. That's right, the latest Terraria update is a mere few days away. This time we are putting the power in your hands, allowing you to share your creativity with Terrarians everywhere in ways never before possible. Keep in mind that we will be perusing the available packs and maps to find our favorites over time and then bestowing them with the Developer's Choice seal of approval. We cannot wait to see what crazy and awesome things you will create. As a reminder, Steam Workshop for the core Terraria game will not support Terraria Mods. As for all things Terraria Mods, that remains firmly in the realm of TModLoader and the team behind that. And of course, TModLoader is still being developed for Terraria 1.4. It's still stuck on 1.3.5, so we'll just have to wait for that. But that wasn't it for PC, or really Terraria development generally, I should say, because they did share this artwork that the art team has been busy working on. Just a couple of little animations, but it's definitely more sophisticated than what we've seen in Terraria. It's more like Terraria Otherworld's more ambitious art design. And regarding these, they wrote, "Our art team remains fully engaged in their learning activities, the focus of late being animations. Wanted to share a fun dragoon and monk, courtesy of Lazur and Jamar." Again, these are not to be taken as game art or even a sign of anything we might be working on down the line. This is just our team building their skill sets. So that's that. And next, in sort of PC news, they talked about the Stadia launch. We are pleased to share that Terraria launched on Google Stadia last week, March the 18th. As Stadia supports both mobile and monitor-based play within a single build, the foundation for this build branches from the latest 1.4052 version from DR Studios. There are plans to port over any further UI features and functionality that is generated during the TV monitor user interface work that DR is working on now to maintain consistency and give everyone playing the DR build on a TV or monitor the same upgraded experience. Of course, the same holds true for porting over the future 1.4.1 content and for attempting to include Stadia in any future crossplay plans. As always, the team will keep its ear to the ground for any bug reports specific to this platform. Terraria is currently available as a purchase-only title on Stadia, priced at parity to PC at $9.99. It will likely be added to the Stadia Pro subscription service as well in the months to come. Well, enough about Stadia. Let's chat about the console update. I'm sure many are waiting to hear about that. They've obviously been working on it for a while. Well, here's what they had on that. Okay, so first things first, we are not going to be able to be as cool as the PC side and drop a nice release date on you. Why not? Still banging away at that pesky user interface. That said, we have something that we think is really exciting to share with you this month. During design chats with ReLogic a few weeks ago, we all came to the realization, from reading your valuable feedback thus far, that no one default UI would satisfy everyone. So, what is the solution to that? We debated multiple UIs, but then decided on something a little bit better. Why not provide a default UI, but then give players the power to change things up, to a degree, in order to create their own best way to play? This is a mantra that we have had on mobile, a lot of which will carry over to console in the settings that you will see. So we figure why not just keep that going, because you can never go wrong with giving players options and choices, right? So, what does this look like and what is possible? Well, we cannot make everything customizable, but what we could support, we did. Check out the new UI customization front end for console Terraria. And I'm just going to play the video they shared as I read to you what else they had to say about this particular piece of work. As of this point, you're able to alter the following: scale of the entire UI, position of each page group being the clusters of UI sections you saw last time. For example, right side is the shop, chest, equipment. Pages contained, pages equals shop, crafting, equipment, etc. within each group, left-right screen alignment of each group, all while supporting both controller and keyboard and mouse in the game, and the edit interface itself. Oh, and you get 4 UI profiles that you can save off so that you can quickly swap your settings as your gameplay session changes. The idea being that you can use them in different circumstances. So for example, you could have a profile for full screen versus split screen, docked versus undocked, etc. The video above is just a bit of a teaser to whet your appetites. We are planning to come back in a bit with something that more clearly shows what is possible and how it all works. This is of course subject to change in either direction, but we really hope you will enjoy what we have in mind here, which again is a result of taking the time needed to absorb feedback, think through problems, and find clever solutions to them. To that end, we have been keeping future states in mind, such as avoiding smushed UI on split screen, as well, both by default and by again providing players choices of how they want things to play and feel. Also keep in mind that this is an alpha version of Terraria 1.4 on console. Lots of things, such as the final UI, etc., are still subject to change, so don't get too hung up on anything. All that said, we almost have the UI side of the house wrapped up with this new feature in place. For the most part, our remaining development time will be focused on optimization and bug fixing, with lots and lots of testing. So pretty much we are very close to what we would consider the beta stage, the final phase of development leading up to launch. That means that hopefully it will not be too much longer before we can give you that date you so want to hear. Once again, all of the developments above will ultimately apply to the Switch version of Terraria as well. Once we have any Switch-specific news, however, it will show up here, so we are keeping this section alive for now. They had divided that news into a separate section, in case you're curious why they said that. And then finally, here's what they had to say about the mobile version of Terraria. Hello everyone. So yeah, as we keep saying, our core focus is on console right now, so there is not much in the way of focused development for Terraria Mobile. However, we always try to keep an eye towards how things we are working on for one platform might also be valuable to include on other platforms. Part of the beauty of working from a more closely consolidated codebase than ever before. That being said, mobile Terrarians should watch the video we posted in the console section above, because we are planning to bring some form of that UI editing feature your way down the road. We don't have all of the specifics nailed down just yet, so nothing to show, sorry. But with the core backend pieces in place, we are feeling confident that we'll be able to once again up the game for mobile players in regards to being able to customize your Terraria experience. Coupled with the already available custom controls, we hope this will open up new possibilities for both existing and new players. More info as we move along. So, mobile kind of got left out this month, but the user interface editing in the same vein as what we saw for that console preview will be coming to mobile, I suppose, so it's sort of crossover news that covers mobile. And in terms of them being a little coy about the release dates, that May 16th 10-year anniversary is coming up in just under 2 months, so if they're very close to beta, who's to say they're not going to release it on the 10-year anniversary? That would be a kind of a symbolic gesture on their part. Maybe that's in the cards, who knows? Anyway, hopefully more will be revealed next month, but until then, thanks for watching and take care, everyone.